Hello fish fools, Jeff here. So here's my quarantine tank. It's a 10-gallon. It currently has a bunch of fish in it in quarantine mode. So we have the pair of dwarf gouramis, 6 white clouds, 8 lamb chop rasboras, and I'm down to 8 green neon tetras. I bought 12. I know that for sure I lost 2 of them, and I believe that right there is a skeleton of one, and yet another disappeared because I'm only counting 8, which is a shame, but I kind of thought it might be a little tough with them just because my water is hard and the pH is high, around 8, and I did hear that they don't do well in high pH, unlike some other like regular neon tetras, though their range for pH is low, but they can adapt to high pH. I'm not sure if these green neon tetras are able to adapt as well. And also have 3 endlers, 2 of these yellow tiger endlers, and there's a blue one in there somewhere right there. And I have 2 Japanese trapdoor snails. One there, and there's the other one. I have 2 adults, but they've had a bunch of babies. And I am digging those snails. So, I have new fish that are joining them. I just went to Petco today. I went to Petco and a couple PetSmarts, but I ended up getting fish at one Petco. And I'm kind of excited about this. It's not a big haul, just 4 fish, but 3 new species that I've never kept before. But what's exciting to me about it is these are fish that I had in mind for my 84-gallon tank that I'm getting tomorrow. That is the plan, that I'm going to be able to pick it up tomorrow. So 4 fish in this bag. That right there is a pearl gourami to the right. At the top, that is a penguin tetra. That's not for the 84-gallon. That's to add to my 29-gallon to join the 4 that I already have. I'd like to get a bigger group. That was the last one they had. And also the top left here, that is a brilliant rasbor. That was the last one of that they have, but I want to get maybe a dozen or so at least for the 84-gallon, but this is a start. And I've had my eye on this fish, never kept them, but when I first knew I was planning to get that 84-gallon, I wanted a bunch of those. This, in my opinion, is a very underrated fish. Maybe not underrated in a sense that the dude at Petco mentioned that people do like them, but underrated as far as YouTube goes, or the fish fam or the fish tube community on YouTube. There's not a lot mentioned of them, and not many people have them, but I think they're very cool looking. And then that last one is a scissor tail rasbor. So again, that was the last one of these that they had, but I had these in mind for the 84-gallon too. So it's looking pretty pale, but when these swim, like the tail fin just kind of like snips like the scissors. It's pretty cool looking, and they do grow as big as maybe 6 inches. So it'll be among pretty much the biggest fish I have, but for the 84-gallon 6-foot tank, like these, and the roseline shark that I already have is going to go in there, and I want to get more, but those would be like the biggest fish. Yeah. So let's put these in here. Lift the lid. That is a cool looking fish, that gourami, pearl gourami. That's gonna look awesome in the 84 gallon. Yeah, you know, too bad it's only one of each, but I'm excited that it is a start. Because when I got all these fish at my local fish store last week, wasn't any that I had in mind to get for the 84 gallon, because these are gonna go. Those will end up going in one of my 40 gallons along with the lamb chop rasbors or the rasbor SBs or SBIs and the white clouds. I'm not sure where I'm going to go. I might try them in the 20 gallon. I might try to breed them before putting them in another tank. And I'm going to get some of these Malaysian trumpet snails. I mean, not Japanese trapdoor snails. I really like those snails. I found never really thought much of them before, and my local fish store had them, and I got some in a recent visit, but I'm digging those. Those will be cool in the 84 gallon. Pretty much as they have babies, they'll end up pretty much in all my tanks. Alright, I also got a plant. So this is not the first time having this plant, but the first time was very short-lived. So this is, see if we can focus there, Hydrocarbon Tipartita. So I just bought this from Aquarium Co-op, but what I received from Aquarium Co-op was very pathetic. It was this like little, barely like fragile, like shreds of stems, but this is looking pretty good and healthy. So actually, let's look at the first one that I got from Aquarium Co-op. So here's my 20 long. This is a likely place for the white clouds, but that is my Hydrocarbon Tipartita that I got from Aquarium Co-op. What's left of it is just pretty much like very delicate and just a pathetic little plant that came in the pot. It was, yeah, I regret buying that from Aquarium Co-op. I don't think I'm going to. That might be the last time I buy plants from that particular source. Now that I did get the Crinum calmastratums from them, so I'm happy about that, but no more. This is the pearlweed. I got that as well, so hopefully, and this is the second time I've got it from Aquarium Club, so hopefully this time it will last and grow. And you can see, notice the little wigglies back there, so the blackworms. So there's no fish in here yet. There's just a couple Malaysian trumpet snails. Or, well, that's one. That's just probably a piece of dead plant. But I just dropped some black worms in here for the hell of it. Got those for the first time, and you know, just let them live in here. And then when I do add fish, then the fish can eat them. Yeah. So I'm gonna put this in here. Alright, so there it is inside the tank. Just going to leave it there for now and come back later to take it out of the pot, but it does have some leaves browning, but I feel good about this one because there's substance to the stems compared to what I got from Aquarium Club. It was just, they're so tiny, like it was just like threads, and it was just super fragile, and it just crumbled, and it was pretty much like dust in a couple days. But hopefully this will be able to last and grow. Alright, let's go check out the fish. Alright, back to the quarantine tanks. We got the Programi, the Penguin Tetra, the Scissor Tail Rasbora, and the Brilliant Rasbora. So we're going to let them temperature acclimate, then I will gradually add a little water to water acclimate, and then I'll release them in the tank. So we're going to pause and stand by.